And Ryoshi thought it was a good idea at the time and said, "Why don't you take on this project and see how far you can take it?" So I took the mantle, and from 6,000 people, began to rally the troops. And quickly, I found out a few things. First thing I found out was, I'm like, "Ryoshi, buddy, where's the treasury? Who's the team?" And he's like, "There is no team. There is no treasury. Good luck." And I won't help you. So quickly found out that this place is full of scammers, and needed to find the right technical wizard to lead this. So I called my brother and partner Kyle, who was somebody I worked with in the past, and I had one of those moments that you would have from the movie Wolf of Wall Street. I'm like, "Hey, buddy, can you quit your job tomorrow?" He's like, "What?" But he decided to join us, and together, alongside an incredible decentralized team of individuals and technologists, have taken SHIB to at its all-time high, over $40 billion, and still, as of now, sitting somewhere around 20 million% increase from when it started, making it one of the most successful assets of all time, and somehow
technical problems, maybe. I'm checking out if it's me or... Sound issue, I can't hear you. Yep. Was it me, maybe? So we were left at the point about... at the figure of speech about market cap, the first initial rise of SHIB. And while we wait, I may tell 2 cents about this cycle, the past few years that have flown by ever since beginning of SHIB in very late 2020, and the actual kind of incubation beginning in 21, early 21. So myself, I found the initial, I would say, blog post about Shiba Inu. I guess it was made by Ryoshi or by somebody who found out about the Ryoshi's plan. That does not matter. But the very initial point, and in the first month of Shiba Inu, although the token was already launched and there, it was just idling. Nobody was kind of caring about it. It was very low market cap. Anyone could have both in. It was so fair launch that anyone could have both in. There was barely just a few transactions a day on the volume and so forth. But anyways, the volume accumulated on the way, and several months in, fast forwards to the late summer, at which point a brother of mine had both in Shiba Inu as well from the quite low after some dip, and then the market was really on turmoil. There was a lot of food out there, and kind of the bears or the shorts, whatever you may call them, they were taking they were drumming the barrels, empty barrels, way louder than the glimmer of hope at the end of the tunnel. And at that point, guess what happened to the brother of mine and to so many others. If you did so, you are completely not alone, and this is not to mean to demean anybody, just to point out that so many people sold at that point. And after that, just when I made a video here on my channel that when Shiba Inu was listed to Coinbase, there was little brightening to the glimmer of hope. Then it dipped again because of the kind of hassle in between. It was announced to be listed, but not yet listed. So at that point, I told my brother that you should buy back in.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Before it's too late. And
lost internet for a second.
After that, it went parabolic.
I'll start over.
And my brother still regrets it today.
Apologies.
But
Okay,
hey,
so I'll start
now Shidos is back.
over and kind of give the whole story again.
So,
and Kyle, thanks for joining.
I will continue from the investment ABC another
surprise.
time. Let's
get
back to Shidos.
Let's start from the beginning. Because I don't know where I was cut off. Nice to meet you all as well. My name is Shai. I'm here to tell you the story of how we got here to the launch retreat and where we're going. We have some pleasant surprises coming for the community. We want to make sure that you all are quite aware of what's coming. So, again, to start from the beginning, SHIB is a decentralized experience, Ryoshi, and discuss what we built. So, for about 6 months, nothing happened until I joined with around $3,000, and there were 6,000 people in the chat who told me that that was the plan. And I had presented an idea, which was for all of us to use Amazon Smile, which could donate 5% to charity of our choice, thinking that that charity would have to talk about us and what we've done. And when he heard my idea, he basically said, "Hey, this is a good idea. Why don't you lead the project?" I'm like, "You bet. How hard could it be?" And next question was, of course, "Okay, bro, where's the treasury? Where's the team?" Of which, of course, we have none. So, finding out that the space is full of scammers, I called the one person who I actually knew who could handle this from a technological viewpoint, and that being Kyle, and had a Wolf of Wall Street moment where I said, "Hey, buddy, could you quit your job tomorrow?" He's like, "Wait, what?" But I'm glad he decided to come in and work with us. And quickly we were able to turn out, and he's on the call, so thanks, Kyle, for being here. I know you're probably working at the same time. He was able to work with us to complete, or we all collectively completed Shiba Swap. And at that time, SHIB rose to our all-time high, which it was about $40 billion, currently trading at around 12, and we alternate somewhere between 12 and 25 with any given announcement. And we were really excited because the next part of this strategy that Ryoshi had originally laid out was Shibarium. And so Shibarium is going to take about a year to complete. So during that year, we had lots of time to complete other projects, including our NFTs, Shiboshis, and our system. I'm sorry, and began our metaverse, in which case the market changed, but we kept building. And when Shibarium was complete, we had to start asking a new question, which is, what exactly are we? Are we a community? Are we just a meme? And obviously, we want to be more than that, because memes usually die very quickly if they don't have a North Star and something to build towards. So I dug into history, kind of rethought what we were, and realized that we are a network state, or at the time a nation state, because we have 4 core components. We have governance, we have territory, we have the ability to go into relations with other states, and there's one more I'm forgetting. Governance. Oh, membership. So you also need the ability to have a large membership or a group of citizens. Of course, they need people, governance, place, and the ability to go in and treaty yourself with other places. We have all 4 of those, so why not just declare sovereignty? Another funny moment where I called Kyle and said, "Hey, let's declare sovereignty." He's like, "Are you fucking crazy?" But we did so just as a meme and released the SHIB paper. If you haven't read it, it's great. It's 100 pages in full, but you can read the abridged version, which is only 30 pages. It is basically a constitution that defines how SHIB would exist as a nation state, digital nation state. And quickly, we realized that we weren't the first people to come up with this idea. Actually, Balaji, who's the former CTO of Coinbase, had this idea, and he called it a network state. So I guess that's what we are. So now a new question arises, and this question arose about 1 year ago, which is, what does a network state need to run properly? Because we can't just say we're sovereign and not have all these systems in place, especially if we're building technology. And we realized that a network state needs an operating system. Now, this term operating system is very important, because when you think about an operating system, usually you think about an operating system as something that runs on your phone or your computer, and it runs a certain number of applications that make the whole system run. But in the case of a network state or a nation state, the operating system helps the entire system govern itself and run properly. So in our case, we need a series of different technologies that work together that would enable any person, place, business, city, or country to move from Web 2 to Web 3. All of these different pieces of technology could be unlocked with our final token, Treat, and the other tokens working in tandem through different DAO and different structures. And let me quickly mention what they are. SHIB governs community in a DAO, and it also unlocks a whole bunch of other features, like you can trade it, you can do stuff with it, obviously it's being accepted in 10,000 payments across locations across the world, et cetera, et cetera. Bone is the gas token for Shibarium and governs all things technology. Leash governs, well, not really governs, but is the police force in this type of system. Obviously, you need to be able to police this system. So Leash polices this system and also allows exclusivity for some or a variety of projects, or like new releases and stuff like that. It's all Leash having that bit of exclusivity. And finally, Treat would govern everything that has to do with innovation and marketing, and at the same time would unlock all of these different, what I now call chambers of technology, 36 in total, even though actually it's probably more than that now. And of course, all based on the 36 chamber meme of Wu-Tang. Now, the beauty of this is, and this is what's exciting, we are complete. The 36 chambers of technology will be introduced over the next few weeks, and we'll explain to the world exactly how all these things work together. And let me just give you a view, kind of a sneak peek of some of them. Obviously, you have FHE. Now, FHE, which is fully homomorphic encryption, is very important. Current encryption can be broken by quantum computers. Fully homomorphic encryption is designed to be quantum proof. So if you're, let's say, a government or you're a business, and you want to make sure that your patient's data or your citizen's data is protected, you need fully homomorphic encryption, or I can just break it if I have a strong enough computer, right? So this becomes extremely important. So FHE enables Shibarium, FHE L2 rollups. And let's talk about the rollups. incubated projects. And so we've found that various projects can use these technologies modularly, right? So if I'm a business, I only need this one thing. But if I'm a different business, I might need these four. I might need identity. I might need attestation. I might need the ability to give out karma, or what we call aura, or reputation services. I might need a social media that allows everyone on in my business to talk to each other. I might want influencers to be able to be paid directly when they complete a task, which is something really important for everyone on this call. Now, completing all of these pieces of technology and having them be unlocked by Treat is the main point of the Treat launch. It is and enables a whole new suite of technology, a suite that no other token, period, can match. I'm talking Cardano, XRP, Sui, you name it. No one can match our suite of technology. Not one. Not one. So, the plan now is to obviously release Treat. The release date is 1/14, January 14th. In a few days, we'll be announcing all of the different pieces of technology. And if you haven't been listening, you should check out my podcast called Meme Mania and the 36 Chambers of Tech, where I discuss my meme thesis, why the 36 pieces of tech exist, and kind of going over some of them. 1 second. It's raining really hard here. There we go. And these, not only explaining the pieces of technology, but also doing some spirituality and really having a fun discussion. It's available on Spotify, inside our metaverse, and on YouTube if you just Google Meme Mania and the 36 Chambers of Tech. Now, we will announce these pieces of technology and what we call Y Combinator, WHY, which is a sort of incubator, a decentralized incubator, where we incubate certain projects and help them adopt these technologies so that they can have things, quote unquote, powered by SHIB. We think this is a big deal because now a token, let's say that's on Solana, could adopt our entire suite and white label it for themselves and now have FHE on Solana or decentralize this or that or attestation, as I mentioned, all powered by SHIB, but white label for them. This means that a project that wanted to, let's say, help farmers in the rural places of Venezuela could adopt our technologies and could make sure that their farmers are paid properly because they use Shibarium to track the entire chain of the food chain, I guess you could say, and make sure that the farmers get paid in a way to give impact to disadvantaged communities. Or, and this is a slight alpha, a country could adopt our system, be the first in the world, and be an attempt to be the lead in the world by converting their country from Web 2 to Web 3. This is why we're so excited about Treat. This is why the Treat launch is massive for us and why it's different than anything else we've done. So let's talk about the launch itself. The launch will take place on 5 different exchanges: MEXC, Arbit, BitGet, KuCoin, and Gate simultaneously on the 14th of January. First time we've launched with centralized exchanges on day one, because usually we stray away from them. But for this launch, it's such a big one that we're very excited to do so. It'll launch at 200 million FPV. And we believe with your help and with the ability for us to communicate all of this to the community, we can go even further beyond our starting price. One last thing I'll mention is the token is designed to be a transactional reward for engagement and access token. That's what TREAT stands for. It's an acronym. I'll say it again. Transactional reward for engagement and access token. And don't worry, I'll send all this information to you shortly. These transactional rewards will be given not in a normal airdrop fashion, but to incentivize that we have. Incentivizing people to try an LLM that may be smarter than O1 or proven to be smarter than O1 and crossing towards AGI. Or to have them be part of the decentralized agriculture project that I mentioned earlier, or et cetera, et cetera. So we're really excited about this project, and we're excited for you to share it with the community and explain to them that, hey, wait a minute, maybe SHIB's a bigger player than we all expected because these guys have been grinding out of their mind. I'm here to answer any questions, and thank you for listening. I hope my mic was on.
Yeah. Sorry, can I start?
Please.
Okay. Well, I see your vision and your product. Like, congratulations about that, because if you can achieve half of the milestone that you are, seeing in advance in your vision, I think that could be a game changer. So this is super huge. So yeah, I was thinking specifically in the adoption, for example, of a country of your technology to provide solution and also improve everyone's life, because I think that's the main target, right? That's the main essence of this. So I want you, if you can share some
Correct.
more, some specific details, and also more argument about your vision, specifically about it, because maybe we can, maybe in another meeting, continue talking about something regarding this. Thank you.
Sure, my pleasure. Ariel, where are you from?
I'm from Buenos Aires, Argentina, and yeah, we have cluster friends here, so I can talk, right? Yeah. So
Yeah.
the thing
Great.
is, Buenos Aires, Argentina. Milei is president since December of 2023. So here since Milei is president, libertarian economics and the new model, Argentina is improving a lot, and with open doors for investors, new technology, AI, everything. We are starting the nuclear energy plan with a third plan of nuclear energy here in Buenos Aires. So, I'm very excited as Argentinian to be Argentinian, to build in Argentina and in Latin America. So, this is a brief introduction about myself. I'm the CCO of the Forum and also CCO of Caymanus 88, the biggest Latin America Web3 KOL. So, thank you for having me here, and excited about hearing you.
Mucho gusto, señor. Placer es mío. Y yo creo esta nosotros tecnología es muy bueno y puedo enhance the entire world. Sorry, my Spanish is limited right now. I'm actually in Latin America, but I can't exactly.
Oh, it's
weird.
A pleasure. Thank you for doing it. You were great. You can improve it, but let's continue in English. And also, I hope we can have some steak and wine here in Argentina, and you can practice at your Spanish even more, But so far, good.
Gracias. So, the concept specifically as it pertains to governments is a powerful one. I can't say too much yet for a variety of reasons, but I can say that we are. Can you guys just let me curse once? I apologize for cursing, but fucking excited about working with a government to figure out how best to have Web3 improve the lives and change how blockchain is used. Not only that, but also obviously it's good for efficiencies. But I think the biggest use case for what we're doing on a governmental level is as follows. I get questions a lot, or sometimes I just think on my own about how will AI affect the world when it really hits? Because it's still very early. It's on your phone. It's on your computer. You use it most likely But when AI is so prevalent that people begin to lose their jobs, how will we supplement that income? What are we going to do about it? A 5% unemployment rate would crush a lot of countries. A 10 or 20% would be a huge problem. But we're talking about total unemployment. So we've heard things like universal basic income. And I don't think that's going to work because everybody has a different view of their basic income should be. What is basic income? Is it some baseline that you can be? That's not enough. And then people rebel because you're basically reducing my life to zero. So what is necessary is something slightly different. And I've heard this coin global supplemental income, which would be a system that would treat individuals for doing certain things. Now, it's not a full income situation. It's a supplemental income situation. But a supplemental income through a transactional reward model is probably the answer. Okay, and so Treat is really designed just for this. And I'm not saying that Treat is the solution. You're going to need more than one token to pull this off. You're also going to need more than just one or two things. You're going to have to be rewarded for doing constant things throughout the day, or maybe even using AI and creating things. This is my vision of how it would work. But that's just one use case of all the different technologies you have. Again, anyone, any project, any business can use these technologies depending on what it is they're trying to achieve. And what we do is we usually work with these companies to help figure out what that looks like, because everybody has different needs. And that's really the power of SHIB.
And what you are building here is the same, so we can check a lot of synergies and things to talk about it and, make some progress. I'm excited already, so thank you.
My pleasure, Ariel. And let me give you one good example. It's a project that we'll be launching this month or next month, or like co-launching. And I'll give you exactly how it works, and you guys will kind of get a treat here in another alpha. So as you know, farmers for coffee get screwed. They sell the coffee cherries or the coffee beans at a very low price, usually about $1 a kilogram. And that is then flipped by some middlemen at around $15 a kilogram. And none of those funds flow back to the farmers, who effectively remain poor because of this. And what if we could create a system that purchases the beans at fair price, or a little even over fair price, from the farmers, then processed it ourselves and went out and sold it ourselves. And then immediately when it's sold, part of the funds are given back to the farmers, part given to a DAO, part given to buy more or bring in more farmers, and in part to the farmers who were there at the beginning and people developed the technologies. This system, in that just sort of a window of explanation, is practical and possible. And I'm very lucky and blessed, and again, why I'm in Latin America or South America, to have been developing this system alongside a group of farmers, over 200, who are very interested in this. And what makes this particular system more unique is that our focus is not on the coffee bean. We don't want to piss off the coffee companies because they're dangerous. We want to sell the coffee cascara, which is usually discarded. So that's kind of funny, because although it is discarded and basically worthless to the farmers, it sells on the open market at around $45 a kilogram because it's really good for you. It has all types of polyphenols, et cetera, et cetera. So what if, again, you purchase the cherries and process it and didn't just sell the coffee, but also sold the cascara? Now it's basically profit, because, again, this is seen as trash. As long as we can open up the market to drink more cascara and have it as part of the daily drinking, you have a game changer. Now, just for the record, the coffee fruit was used by a company called Bai, B-A-I, which was acquired by Snapple for $1 billion. So we know that there's a market for drinking it, and we know that we can enhance the lives of farmers if they do it. Tokenomic-wise, it makes a lot of sense as well. If half the supply, here's where Shib made a mistake. Half the supply was sent to Vitalik, which he did a great job by, burning $4 billion and donating $1 billion. But the idea that instead of having the supply sent to someone, the supply is locked and needs to be purchased and then given to new farmers who lock those tokens to participate in the program. Then your locked tokens are purchased and relocked. That means you have constant buy pressure, and constant buy pressure means number go up. Ideally, not necessarily DYOR and not financial advice.
Yeah. But I got the idea. Wow. You are really.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, amazing! So just one of the projects. Well, here in South America, especially in Argentina and Brazil, the tokenization of this kind of actives is I don't know if it's in early stage. It's in some very good stage right now. I'm a friend of a guy who is the CEO of AgroToken. They are already doing that. Also now they are starting with energy.
Excellent.
Also. So, but it's not a system. You have a system that is like a step forward to that.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm very excited to keep exploring with you.
Fantastic.
And congratulations, because it's not just about your vision. You have a product and you can really do it. So yeah, let's explore further. And yeah,
Excellent.
I'm happy to continue hearing from you your ideas and also the reflections of your product and the different utility and applications.
Thank you, Ariel. My fear about normal tokenization is that it could somehow remove the power or the assets of the communities. That's why we wanted to come up with a slightly different model where the farmers still have all their land, they still own all their coffee, they still have a livelihood, but we can still figure out a way to share in those in a variety of ways. So thank you so much for understanding. All right, any other questions? Samuel Shibarium, your name's Shibarium, so that's pretty cool. Thank you for being here. If you don't have any questions or you're super anon, I get it, trust me. And we can end this AMA, and I can say thank you for your time. But if you have questions, I'm here. I'll give you guys a second to get to
I don't have.
No? None? All right then. Thank you so much for this AMA.
I can continue if they don't have that. We can we can do that. We can do it another time. Don't worry.
Okay, well then it's been a pleasure. We have tons of stuff to do to gear up for the release. Again, BitGet,
There's a question. What
KuCoin, Gate, MEXC, and Ourbit will be our 5 exchanges. We'll be sending you over graphics so that you can share and all this information in bite-sized pieces so that you can share it with your community. But the main thing is that we wanted you to be able to go back today and say, hey, I talked to Shai, and man, is this crazy if these guys even pull off 10% of what they're saying. And the crazy part about it is, this is not, I'm not coming to you saying we are going to build 36 pieces of technology. I'm coming to you saying we built it and now it's time to implement it in the world. So we're really excited. And I thank you all for your time and for surviving in this crazy industry that we're in. All right. I think that's everything then. Shibarium, go ahead.
One question. What chain is Treat going to get launched on? Is it on Shibarium or on ETH?
Good question. So we are launching on ETH for a variety of reasons, mainly for liquidity and to have it as strong as possible. Of course, it'll bridge over into Shibarium. And we'll have a variety of use cases in Shibarium and in all of the different projects that we have, especially part of that system that I mentioned where it's weekly releasing the tokens for those who interact with things. To give you an example, what that would look like, it might be a week where anyone who purchases Metaverse Land receives a treat. And you can imagine how that might look, or things like that. And by the way, if you haven't seen our Metaverse, take a moment. It is absolutely beautiful. And it's unlike any other Metaverse out there. It's 5.2 Unreal, and the team put a lot of effort into making it look incredible. And number two, if you haven't played our new game, Lapdogs, it's a really fun game similar to Mario Kart. So that's one to check out as well. There's so many cool things that are coming down the pipeline. I think it'll overwhelm everyone when they realize that we are much more than a meme, and we meant it when we said it. But good question. Happy to answer that one and all the other questions that you may have. And nice to meet you as well.
Yeah, likewise. And I guess the last question would be, would it be anything similar to Shiba Swap 1.0, where we had a big liquidity event on Shibarium?
Good question. So so let's talk a little bit about the details on Treat. So Treat is tricky, right? It is not designed for U.S. persons. We've been working on Treat with lawyers and, SEC-minded lawyers to make sure that we are completely extraterritorial, meaning that the token is not launched in the U.S., it's not available for U.S. peoples. And for that reason, we are not launching on a DEX. We are launching on non-U.S. centralized exchanges. So on day one, no, it will not be available on Shiba Swap. Instead, there will be, and I guess I didn't mention this, there will be an airdrop. The airdrop is available to absolutely anyone in the whole world, and you'll have to claim your tokens on one of those three exchanges: BitGet, KuCoin, or Gate. That airdrop will go, the pre-deposit will go live tomorrow. So that announcement will go live. You'll start seeing us announce the exchanges, and people will be able to say, oh, hell yeah, I want an airdrop. Decide which exchange they want to use to trade, and either sign up for the exchange or put in their UID for the exchange, and then they'll get their airdrop. We are excited because this kind of opens it up to everyone. Now, later, yes, then once the extraterritorial time limit is reached, then we'll begin to, and we're sure, that although we will not, we're sure that somebody will put these tokens on decentralized exchanges. But at that time, then we will be able to have a liquidity event. But more importantly, we are here to encourage, the token is designed to encourage people to use new products and to engage with these new systems. So it's although it is about liquidity to a certain extent, it's more so about usage and engagement, making it a different token than Bone in its design.
Okay, no, that makes sense.
Sorry, can you repeat the exchanges?
Yep. BitGet, KuCoin, Gate, MEXC, and OurBit, which is a small meme exchange that we gave a shot. We're like, all right, you like memes? We're a meme. Let's do it.
Oh, okay.
For the airdrop will only be redeemed as of right now on Gate, KuCoin, or BitGet. With BitGet being our lead, I'm really excited to launch on day one with an exchange, which we think is, again, different than what we've done in the past. Usually everything's been, it's on a DEX, go for it. This time we're playing a different ball game. Just because, and why do we do this? I think it's important to note as well, right? A lot of people may be like, bro, I thought you were all about decentralization and not centralized exchanges. Why are you doing it this way? Well, we are. We are obviously about decentralization. But when you are a top 20 token and you're releasing a new token, all eyes on you from everyone, all the agencies in the world. And, that's before you announce any crazy partnership with whoever, right? So we decided to be extra careful because we had started working on this before Trump was elected. And at the time, the climate of the United States was, don't you dare, don't you do it. And because of that, we said, okay, in this case, let's just remain extraterritorial. Let's play about every single rule there is. Let's make sure that tokens are released in a way that is compliant. And that's why we're doing it in this particular, very specific manner to make sure that we do it the right way. Cal, I know you wanted to say something. Go right ahead. Probably about the liquidity event.
Yeah, I just wanted to add there that we need to think of Treat as a ecosystem token, not just because, to Shibarium Rock's point, that time we did was specifically designed for Shiba Swap, and then later it became the gas token for Shibarium, and it has a solid utility there. So, but Treat is like more of an ecosystem token, and if from then until now, we've also built an entire ecosystem, including Shibarium, and there are plenty of dApps there, and plenty of new dApps coming along the pipeline, and partnerships and things are coming in. So we need to make sure that we give all of them the right advantage with Treat.
There you go. Happy to answer any other questions that you may have. Samuel, any questions, comments? He's like, no way, bro. You'll never hear my voice.
I have more, but I don't want to, take much of your time. We can share, and maybe we can book another call, okay?
No. It sounds good, but if you want to add one more question, I'm sure the guys here would probably have the same question or may have it later. So feel free to add one more, whatever you think is your most important question.
Oh, no, maybe your vision about the right strategy from now on until TGE. We are leading the space here in Latin America as KOL. So I would love to have your idea. I had my idea, but yeah, I want to, improve the performance of these upcoming days to the maximum. So.
Excellent question. The Latin American audience is a big one for us. We have had fans, and it's been a focus point for us from the very beginning. Specifically in Venezuela, for some odd reason, is like one of the strongholds for SHIB. And I think it's important to tell the Latin American community that this is a token designed, and the whole project really is designed for the people. It always has been for the people. And too often in a lot of projects, Latin America is just completely underrepresented. There's no one who's thinking about the needs of South America or how a project could better the lives of those in South America. But we've been spending a lot of time thinking about this, and not just for South America, but for the entire world. How do we enhance the lives of everyone? So I want them to know that they're a big part of this design of the structure. Obviously, that's why the coffee project I mentioned is one of the leads that we have, because we think it's something that could be replicated across South America and could bring a change in one of South America's most important things, which is, and especially where it's been exploited through a long amount of time, which is farming. A lot of the major crops of the world come out of South America: plantanos, coffee, etc. And a system that can help just those people would change the entire economic landscape of each of the countries in South America if it could be implemented across the system. And so that kind of communicating that is a big part of this, in my opinion, to Latin America. And we want them to be involved in what we're doing, and to kind of understand our vision. So that's it. And another thing is, sometimes it's a challenge for us to communicate to different cultures because you're dealing with a worldwide audience. And so I just wanted to thank you for being able to translate this vision into Spanish, which doesn't always translate the more I learn Spanish. So thank you there.
Yeah, don't worry. Manu is very good, sharing knowledge, not just, news updates. So the Latin American people is the same globally, but, they need to learn and to acquire knowledge to onboard crypto in the right way. So as you said at the beginning, there is a lot of scams out there, and scammers also. We are the people building here with mistakes and success also, but really building. So yeah, appreciate that.
Excellent.
One last question. How much? And this is Random Arts, by the way.
What's up, Random Arts?
How you doing?
Good to meet you, bro.
Good to meet you as well. I want to know how much can I share with, because I do want to make a video about this, because you did drop some pretty good stuff here. So how much can I share? Or is it wait for tomorrow? Or
I mean, if you don't share the exchanges yet, Although it's all coming. The announcement of the exchanges is coming tomorrow. So just leave out the exchange, like the names of the exchanges. You can say that it'll be on centralized exchanges. I think that's a big point. And like kind of like look through the proper channels to see where it's coming. I would also mention the airdrop that they're doing an airdrop. It'll be a big airdrop that anybody can claim the airdrop. It's the first time we've done an airdrop that's not limited, where it's like, oh, you need to have this in your wallet or that in your wallet. This is the first time where it's like, all people are invited. Because again, if you've seen our campaign, it's been like every blank deserves a treat. So the idea here is every person deserves a treat. Anyone in the world can come and get this airdrop. And we want to see how many people actually want a treat. Is it just going to be 10,000, 50,000, 100,000, 200,000? And then we will have to adjust based on how many people want the airdrop. So this is a big one for us because it's a first opportunity, one of the first opportunities I've seen from a token of our status to just say anybody can get some free tokens. You want them, come and get them. We're excited because if we can have 10 or 50,000 holders on day one or 100,000 holders on day one, how awesome is that? And then obviously trading value is a big one for us. And one more thing, Random Moss, I wanted to mention. The reason we did this is because as much as we love our community, obviously, we have to get outside of our community because we've done so many airdrops to just our community, or projects that were just for our community, that it kind of portions off the rest of the world. It's like, oh, I'm not part of that community, I can't get it. But this is the first time where we are inviting other communities in, anyone, Pingu, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And you'll see that not just for the airdrop, but in the other releases as well. So like, when there's a project that will take our entire stack and take it and put it on Solana. And there's going to be a lot of confusion there where it's like, seriously? Like there's a project with SHIB on Solana? But again, our goal is to have every place have powered by SHIB. It should be just as prevalent as powered by Google. That's my goal. My goal is if you can see powered by SHIB as much as you see powered by Google, everybody wins. The entire community wins because people are going to begin to ask themselves, what the hell are these SHIB guys doing? Because the brand is already well known, extremely well known. I personally can't go although I'm super low key. When, I talk about SHIB to people, they're like, oh yeah, I've heard of that. Doesn't matter if you're a taxi driver or a restaurant waiter in any place in the world that I've been to, right? And so the challenge there is, how do we get these people who've heard of SHIB to begin to think about SHIB in the same way they think about Microsoft? And there's only a few different ways to do that. One, we have to showcase the technology and say, this is the world game-changing technology. FHE is such a game changer for you to have that in your stack. You need this. And then two, we have to get an incredible partnership that's so massive that everybody takes notice. And when everybody goes and turns around and takes notice, the army needs to scream and bark as loud as they possibly can. And I'm telling you, Random Arts, that moment is coming. It's coming. It's a moment where everyone will take a look at SHIB, and they'll have to. You will not be able to fade us anymore. I hate being faded. They've faded us for so long, and they've said things like, oh, they're scammers, or oh, their tech is shit, or I don't know about this stuff. But if the right partner steps in at the level of something like Disney, for instance, you're not going to be able to say what the fuck anymore. And another thing, we've seen a lot of partnerships come that we've already done that have been pretty massive. But it has to be a partnership that's not just a big, massive play. Like, okay, if Disney adopted our stuff, not that big of a deal. We've seen projects like Fox adopt this, or Polygon was adopted by, I think it was Fox or one of those guys. It's still not big enough for everyone to go, oh shit. But in this particular case, I had somebody under an NDA, and I said, please take a guess. What do you think this is? He said, no. Second guess, no. Okay, and it's this. And he went, holy shit. So that moment, when the community realizes that they have to step up to screaming about SHIB is amazing, look at all these things, this is the time, and I'm talking to you specifically, Random Arts, because you're in the community more than being outside the community as a KOL. This is, if you can tell them any one thing, tell them this. Within this month is the moment for every SHIB Army member in the entire world to speak up. They have to be able to, they need to know this stuff inside out. They need to know what the operating system, that we have all this incredible stuff. What is holy homomorphic encryption? if they know all these things, when that announcement hits, and the months after, because obviously it's not just the fact that you have an incredible partnership, it's that what have you got these guys building together? When that happens, this is how we go from 1 million holders on chain to 5. Or this is how we go and position ourselves. And this is one more thing I want to mention. Thanks for asking these questions because it makes me think about things I want to mention.